Hi, this is Miss Feldman Tentori, and this is a walkthrough video for Assignment 2 for Block 2 for 2017 eBusiness. It is now uploaded in the Assignments folder here on Blackboard, so you can click on it here and it will download in a Word document. There are a few templates in there that you need to use, so I've put it in a Word document so you can essentially cut and paste them into your own report. So I'll take you on a bit of a walkthrough here. And this is when you open the file here. So it's eBusiness Assignment 2 and your lecture is there. We're releasing it on Monday the 23rd, I believe it is tomorrow. And you need to submit by Friday the 1st of December by 5 p.m. on Blackboard. It will be a report and a working link to a website and screencast. Your results will be in Osiris and the weight is 40% of this module. So the deliverables are a report and a screencast. And in Assignment 1, you documented a business opportunity analysis for an existing business, you created a business model canvas and identified 2 personas. So now you need to implement this by building a new website for a similar business and writing a second report about this process. You can collaborate with your classmates and work in small groups in the workshops, but it's an individual assignment. Here are the learning objectives from the study guide. And overall, you're looking at being able to develop skills for e-business. So you need to be able to do things like look at the functional requirements and criteria for a corporate website and be able to create a search engine optimization plan and social media strategy. Think about like evaluating and analyzing search terms for your website and for your target market. Know what it costs to develop and host a website. Create professional online content and produce written requirements for a website. So the report is around 10 to 20 pages. There's quite a few things that we've asked you to put in an appendix. It needs to be written in correct English and it's an individual report. So the report is one part. Then you will build a 5-page live website using only WordPress.com, and all the information you need to be able to do so will be given in the lectures and workshops. I've already recorded and shared a lecture for how to build a website and to get started on WordPress, and we'll be going through that in the workshops. A screencast is exactly what I'm doing now. So Screencast-O-Matic is the one that I use. It's a free tool. There are others out there, and you will be doing a walkthrough of your website in a screencast. I have some examples of previous students that I can share as well. We'll give you resources on Blackboard and the lectures and workshops, and it will be a 2-minute walkthrough of your website. This page covers the clarification of the expectations and the grading guidelines so that you understand exactly what your lecturers will be looking for when they're grading your assignment. You'll see here that it's split into 6 different parts plus an essential requirements. Now, to make things really easy for you, I've created a number of templates. That's because the focus of this assignment is building the website. Now, this report is necessary to go with it to show that you've considered all the important things to meet these learning objectives up here. But instead of just writing an entire report from scratch, I've given you templates to work through so that you're addressing all of the major areas in an easy way. But it's up to you to put these templates together in a professional looking report that you submit in either a Word document or a PDF. I've created a kind of checklist here for you, and it corresponds with a number of templates here. So you'll see template 1, template 2, template 3, and template 4. And working in my own business, this is the kind of system that I use with clients as well, so that we can address all the things we need to think through at different stages in the process of building websites and creating things to suit the target market. It's also similar to what you did in assignment 1. So you saw there that you created a business model canvas, you created personas, you used templates for that. So we're working with the same kind of system. So section 1, the website and essential requirements. Here, you look down here to template 1. What we'd like you to do here is include in your report, so you'll set up your report with a cover page and with a index and the signature to say that it's your own work. Then here at the top, we'd like you to fill in the link to your website and the link to your screencast, so it's really easy for your lecturers to find it when we're grading. Then these are the things that you have to answer yes or no here. So you need to have written the website in your own words, taking SEO into consideration, not cut and paste or copied from any other website. You need to put a copy of all the website text of the website that you build in an appendix for two reasons. Firstly, so that we can see all the text easily, both online and also in your report, but also so that this will run through a forest to show that you've not copied this from other websites. On the home page of your website, you need to write that this is an assignment. You need to include a copy of your assignment 1 canvas and personas in the appendix, comply with copyright, images and branding. Once your website is graded, you can delete this because these are live websites. You may also keep it as a portfolio if you wish, but we suggest that you do delete the websites. Otherwise, you tend to forget about them and they're sitting out there and they're not a real business. So we suggest that you delete them after you're finished. And as you're aware now, assignments run through a forest on Blackboard to make sure that they're less than 10%, so you're not copying off something else. Of course, some percentages may come up because the text is going to be similar in the canvas and the personas, although a lot of you have used images for that, so that's not going to count. But we need this included in your report to show that you've thought through those things, and that's the pass-fail part for template 1. So that's this bit here. A little bit of extra information here for your website. So it must be written in your own words. We've already said that. Written in correct English, relevant to the target audience with a clear purpose. So the content of your website has to add value to the audience. Have a balanced amount of text per web page. So you're not going to have massive amount of paragraphs on one and just like 2 or 3 lines on another. You need to put a little bit of work into each of the pages and be consistent with your font size and format. Now, I realize if you're listening to this for the first time, this is going to seem like a lot, but we'll be working through all of this in the workshops this block. So I'm just giving you an initial overview of everything, and then we'll help you with each of these along the way. Number 2, so the introduction, business overview and goals. So here I've done template 2 for you down here. So here you'll fill out the name of the business you used for assignment 1 and their website link. Or a few of you used ones that didn't have a website, so of course you would explain that there. Just a brief summary. You've already done it in detail in assignment 1, but just a quick reminder for your lecturer and for yourself here of the type of business and industry, where they're located. And here, this is to remind you that we need the personas in an appendix. If you received less than 15 out of 25, or you received a comment in assignment 1 from your lecturer to improve, please do so. Then when you've done that, you can just delete this out and say, see appendix, whatever number, and you've done that requirement. Same with the business model canvas. We have a few students that are working or want to work on real live websites for their own business, for a friend's business, or for a family's business. We need you to discuss this with us directly. In general, we want everybody to create a WordPress.com website that's a 5-page. Even if you have a real business, you can do that separately from the assignment. But because we realize that a few of you are in unique situations, I've just put a reminder in here to speak to us about that, please. Then you need to come up with a new name for assignment 2. So let's say up here, the name of the business was, I don't know, Renee's Pastry Shop, and that's a real business. Now you're going to have to change that. The website you're creating is live, so you can understand how it will be not a good situation for a real business to have a second fake assignment website set up in their name, so you need to come up with something unique and different. This can be a bit of a challenge sometimes because there's a lot of names out there. You don't have to be super creative with it, but use Google to make sure that you're using something unique, and you might even do something just like Tom's Pastry Shop, but it has to be different enough so that if someone really searching for this isn't going to get it confused with a real business. You cannot use the address of the original business or any of those kind of things, but you're creating a business that's very similar, because of course now you understand the business model of the original and the personas of the original, and you're applying it so that you have some practice in building a website and a new business website from scratch. So here, just describe the new business changes. What are you doing to make it different enough from the original business so that it's not a problem? If you've got questions about this, just talk to your lecturer. Then the last bit in this template is to come up with your marketing and your website goals. So you should already have a good understanding of the business from the canvas and the target markets, and here you will be stating what your primary and secondary goals are, and make sure these are SMART. We always get the question about how many goals. I've seen previous students just use one primary and one secondary goal and do them really well. I've seen other students use a checklist of, maybe 5 or 6 goals. Any more than that is getting a bit too much for your website to be able to measure and monitor those goals. But we give you a little bit of flexibility here to think about it and create your goals. So that's section 1. So to go back up here, section 2, the introduction, business overview and goals. So you'll be writing an introduction to your report. You'll add that completed template that we just went through, which includes describing the main and secondary goals. You'll be including your original business model canvas and personas from your first assignment so that your lecturer has them handy, and also so that you have them handy when you're working on this assignment. That's section 2 done. So that's worth 20%. Your website and screencast up here are worth 30. Then we move on to the website design. There will be a lecture next week about the website design, so you'll start to understand what we mean by these. And again, I've put a bit of a checklist guideline here for you, as well as a template. So go down to template 3 here. You scroll down and you see which template did you use on Word, and why did you choose that one. And a tip here is to think about what your target market would like and what would be suitable for them. The CRAP principles of website design, which you'll hear about in the lecture. How did you apply them to your business? Why you chose the images, where you source them, and the kind of permissions that you have. Whether the website is responsive, which you'll learn means that it works on a desktop and a mobile device, and we'd like a screenshot in your appendix to show this. And like the previous templates, when you've addressed these, you take my text out and put your text in to explain what you've done with these. Feasibilities and finances. What would the website cost to create, maintain, and potentially scale and grow? Now, of course, you did a little bit of this already in assignment 1. I suggest that you take the feedback from assignment 1, if you got some on the finances, and reapply it here and go into a little bit more depth, focusing not on ICT in general like assignment 1, but purely the website. Underneath here, if you like, you can create more space or a new table for your feasibility and finances. And maintenance and measurement. We'll also cover that in a future online lecture about how you'll maintain and measure. And remember that when you're measuring things, it's usually going to link back to your goals. So if one of your goals is to get 100 sales a month by the end of, say, February 2018, how are you meeting those, and how would you actually measure that? Okay, so to go back up here, that is section 4, the website design. So this text here just corresponds with what I've just read out from the template. Template 4, so the next section, you're looking at your digital marketing strategy. So once you have an amazing website, beautiful design, and you've thought about the goals and you've thought about everything that your target market wants, then you need to come up with a strategy of how to market this online. So digital marketing covers the social media strategy, as well as the SEO strategy and any other information that you want to research and include. So to go get down here, template 4 will help you with that. So you'll see here the tool and the details, whether you will use them for your business, and information and the justification and the frequency. So I've already put a yes here for your digital marketing goals, your website and your SEO, because all businesses need to do that. And then I've listed off different social media channels that I think are the main ones, and I've left some space for you to add in additional. And the information, justification of frequency, you can write a few sentences on each here. Now, If you are not using for your business, let's say you decide not to use Google Plus, leave it in there and say, no, you won't be using it. And here you justify and explain why. The reason being that when I've used a similar form like this to work with clients, if you just leave out the social media tool, it looks like you've not even considered it. So at least here you can say, yes, we've considered it, we've decided we're not using it, and here's the reason for it. An example here for Facebook, for example, you might say, yes, we've decided to use a Facebook group or a Facebook page. We're going to post on it weekly. We're going to interact and answer any questions daily, and justify that with a bit of research, or to say, because our target market use this, I'll let you do your own research there. Of course, your original business may or may not be using social media, and here's an opportunity for you to then decide, okay, the original business I looked at was using this channel, this channel, this channel, or they weren't using any at all. I think they should be, and here's why. So all of the templates you're doing in this report and for your website is for your business, your new business. So you can use the knowledge from the original business, but you don't have to do exactly what they were doing. Hopefully, from everything you've learned, you'll be doing things better. So that's the way that you approach that. In the SEO strategy part, if you're following, as you should be, the Google Digital Garage, that will give you a lot of information about coming up with a few keywords. Now, when you come up with those keywords, of course, you should then be using them in your website text. So that's the digital marketing strategy done. And the last bit is the challenges and conclusion. As I just said in this week's online lecture, I give you an opportunity to think through and write out the challenges that you've had building a website and how you dealt with them. This is sometimes just as important as the actual work that you're doing, learning how to identify, address, and overcome challenges. The challenges and conclusion also gives you a chance to write. There's no template for this, so it gives you an opportunity to write out a little bit about the experience of doing these two assignments and applying them to, firstly, a real life business, and then a new business, like a fictional business that you've created. And you can show us your level of analysis and understanding by concluding with a summary and any insights and recommendations. So that's assignment 2, and the essential requirements again, which is a pass-fail, comes back up here to, we've already covered that in template 1. So I hope that's really clear. It will always seem a little overwhelming at first when you're just getting all this information at the beginning of the block, but we will work through these in the workshops every week. Just a reminder here from several years of teaching now, to remind you, don't leave it until just before the deadline to upload, because you'll often have problems right then. The due date cutoff time is the latest that you can submit it. It doesn't mean that that is when you have to submit it. You can submit it a week earlier if you want to, or at any time. But make sure you have adequate time to upload. For every day that the assignment is late, 1 grade will be deducted per 24 hours per part thereof. So I hope that helps make it really clear for you. So just to summarize, there's all of those templates there to help your report writing, so you're not just doing it all from scratch yourself. There will be the report, there will be the website itself, and then you'll be recording a 2-minute screencast to show us through your website. I wish you all the best. I'm actually in the process of finishing grading the assignment 1s. I love all of the different businesses you've decided to look at. I hope you've found it a useful and interesting module so far. We will keep running the workshops and the lectures to help you through every bit of this assignment. So good luck. We'll see you in the workshops.